Hello, and welcome back to the Foreclosure Deals Coach podcast. This is a show where we talk about the mindset, tactics, and tools to become a successful foreclosure investor. In this episode, we're going to talk about the future of real estate and AI, artificial intelligence. We're all talking about it. Let's look how it's going to impact the future of real estate investing. It's going to be a great show. Stay tuned. Hello, and welcome back to the Foreclosure Deals Coach podcast. I am your host and Foreclosure Deals Coach, Donnie Corum, and this is the show where we discuss the mindset, tactics, and tools required to become a successful investor. Right out of the gate, we like to talk about the Foreclosure Profit System, which is my system that allows regular investors just like you to find, figure, fund, fix, and flip a foreclosure deal right here in the Colorado Springs and now Arizona markets, as we're expanding into that market now. If you're looking to get started, but you're not sure what the first steps you want to take in getting going in real estate investing, look no further than the Foreclosure Profit System. Investors all over the country are hopping in right now and buying deals right here in the Colorado market. We're expanding into Arizona, doing deals down there. And instead of figuring out how you're going to locate your deal, how to do proper deal analysis, how to fund that deal, how to fix the deal, and then how to flip the deal profitably by reducing your transaction costs, the Foreclosure Profit System fixes all of those problems. It's an amazing program. I would love to talk more with you about that. Simply click on the link, foreclosureprofitsystem.com. Schedule a time for us to hop on a call to discuss that. I promise you it will not be a waste of your time. Let's hop in today. We are discussing AI technology and the future of real estate. Let's first of all talk about some of the problems there are in locating and working in the real estate field and how AI can potentially solve those problems. Okay. Step one, we got to find deals. We talked about my 5-part system to find, figure, fund, fix, and flip a deal. How does AI solve all of those problems in some way? Let's start with locating deal. Okay. So we have a website. I'm going to pop that up for you right now. We're just going to share screen. Here we go, and show you what's going on with our website, right? So we've got 719sell.com. The Diamond Home Buyers brand has been around for quite some time. I want to say 4 to 5 years. We've been working with this brand, and basically it helps people to put in their information here, and then we provide them with we get back to them with a cash offer on their property. This is kind of tried and true, right? We've been doing this for years. This is just how real estate has been done on the AI side. But one of the challenges, on the real estate side, one of the challenges that we've had is when we're really scaled out, right? We're running a lot of people through this. We get a lot of phone calls, okay? And so those phone calls are coming in, and we got to field those calls. And just like being a real estate agent, you don't know when these calls are coming in. You just know that they are going to come in, and you got to be ready when the hotline rings. Somebody's got to be ready to answer that phone call immediately. No delay in the response time, because people who are motivated and looking to sell a property need to be able to get an answer relatively quickly, if nothing else, because there's a lot of competition out there who also wants to buy the house quickly, right? So you have to have a system where you can answer those phone calls. Well, very quickly, when we turned on some television advertising, and the TV ads feature my lovely wife, Laura, and we've been running them for quite some time on TV and streaming platforms, we realized that the phone calls were going to get overwhelming. What if we want to go on vacation? Like, what if we want to, do other things, and then you obviously could hire some employees or staff to field those calls, but that comes at an expense, right? And what if the employee is sick? Or when we were forwarding them directly to our acquisition agents, if they're out there looking at property, can they also spend the time while they're looking at property to answer those phone calls effectively? So AI is going to solve all of those problems. What we did recently is invested in a salescloser.ai platform. I'm not going to do the demo. I've got a demo for you in other spaces, but just a couple days ago, really, I've been working on trying to figure out the AI technology to make this work. And, I got frustrated, to be honest with you, because a lot of moving parts. I was trying to hire an overseas vendor to walk me through it. I was using Fiverr.com. I was reaching out to people on Upwork, and about 2 to 3 3 weeks into trying to get this problem solved, I realized I wasn't going to get this solved, by hiring somebody else, because there's a disconnect in what I needed to get done and how I wanted the AI to react. Okay, so I hired this company, salescloser.ai. Finally found a vendor that I really was for by, but prior to that, I took some time and I took a course on AI generation, just $13.99 on Udemy. And I got to tell you, if you haven't seen Udemy, please check this out. If you want to learn about anything, go to Udemy, invest a couple of bucks. I bought a course for $13.99. Okay, and I bought this course and I took the course and learned a ton about AI generation. And what I learned from that is I didn't want to do it on my own. I figured out it was best. Here's the course I actually took right here. Okay? And I realized that I didn't want to figure this out on my own. I wanted to hire somebody to figure it out for me instead of learning it. But I got such a great understanding that when I found a vendor that fit my requirements, it was much easier to work into working with that, right? So that's how I got educated about it. And I highly suggest anything you're trying to learn, with the power of the internet now, right? Obviously you can go out there and figure it out. So I did. I hired this vendor to do it. And now we've got an inbound bot that you can call our 719-719 cell number. And instead of talking to a human being, you're going to talk to a very realistic sounding AI who's going to capture your information. Okay. So tell me about your property. What are you looking to, buy, etc. They're going to capture the info. It's going to schedule an appointment for us to come see the property, right? And then it's going to transfer it to my live agent if they're available to confirm the information. This is stuff that I would have comfortably had to have paid a lot of money to somebody to consistently field those phone calls. And because you're dealing with the human element of this, you don't know if they're going to be available, if they're going to be in a good mood, if it's going to be noisy in the background when they're calling. All sorts of things could potentially go wrong, okay, with that program. With this AI, no vacations, no breaks. You're going to say the same thing each and every single time, and it sounds super legit, super realistic. Unless you knew you were talking to an AI, let me assure you, you would not know you were talking to an AI. Okay, it's that powerful. So that was step one. In addition to that, when I was operating in the retail segment, I had a team of up to 12 agents at any given time. And every morning we came to work. I did a sales meeting every day, and I loved my team, and it was amazing working with people. But some people would call in sick, others wouldn't show up at all. The weather would prevent us from getting together on certain days, right? But we would start cold calling. We would call data for 4 hours straight. We would call from 8 to 12 every single day. Okay. Needless to say, we set a lot of appointments via that methodology. However, it was inconsistent. It required human element, and I didn't exactly have the leadership that I needed at that time to really run that effectively. So every time I got on a plane or I went somewhere, somebody would quit or the data would fail or something would happen. And I mean, every time I could predict the moment I got to the airport to try to travel, something bad was going to happen on the team. And this was without fail. Okay. How does AI fix that? The exact same bot can be used, and I can have people calling, or an AI calling numbers to set appointments with the potential sellers. I can have 10 to 12 bots calling simultaneously. I can have hundreds of bots calling simultaneously for basically the same price. No people management, no hiring or firing, no running out of data. All the problems that we were dealing with in the find stage could easily be solved by the AI bot I purchased. And I'm almost embarrassed to tell you it's expensive technology, but compared to what it costs to run, staff, maintain a team of cold callers, it is a fraction of the expense. So it's a no-brainer for us to switch to AI there, okay? So that's one area where AI is going to help the system. It already is helping the system to find deals for my clients. So instead of you going out there and dealing with that mindset, remember the mindset shift of the common investor, which is generally where there are no deals in the marketplace. Listen, nothing can be further from the truth. There are absolutely deals in the marketplace. The problem is you've got to invest time and money to actively find those deals. So if you've got a day job outside of real estate, you're not going to be near as effective as my team of acquisition AI agents who are working tirelessly hours every single day to find deals for my clientele, so you don't have to do that. Could you go code the AI on your own? You certainly could. Could you get your own TV ads? You certainly could. But do you really want to? Wouldn't it be better to invest in a system that's handling all the heavy lifting for you, so all you have to do is buy the deals that it presents? Kind of obvious, right? So that's the first step. Let's go to number two, the figure or analysis stage. How is AI impacting analysis? Well, AI has actually been impacting analysis for years, but I'm going to show you the tool that I use that employs an AI right now. It's called Privy. If you haven't seen Privy, use my link for Privy. Let me load the, just to make sure if you decide to sign up for Privy, this deal can help you to find deals in any market right now. I'm going to share my screen so you can see it, but the Privy app is literally an app I use every single day to locate deals right here in my local market. And it is using an AI AI technology to do it. Let's check out how, okay? So what it does, it scours the market as if it's a real, this is the same access your agent has, okay? But it's commercially available to normal people who are not licensed. And what it does is it takes the market and it figures out what houses around other houses are selling at, and then it uses an AI technology to determine whether it believes that property is a deal based on the comparable analysis. Here we are looking at a property on Limit. And I didn't stage this, okay? This property just listed yesterday, and I didn't know what we were gonna find when I loaded the AI, but it located houses just around it. Check this out here. Hey, it got all 3 1s. I wanna find a 2-1 to really get a good comp, okay? But it's trying to determine based on what's selling around the property, whether or not this property is a good deal. And it figures out very quickly that a very similarly priced house just up the street from this property is, well, it looks like this one is, well, this is a sold comp, okay? Right up the street. It's a 3-word 2-1, so they're not really good comps, but it gives you an idea what this neighborhood can support, and it did it very quickly. Here's another one nearby that was a flip. They bought it at 240, they sold it at 400. If we did the exact same thing and bought our property at even the 289 they're asking and sold it for 400 after spending $30,000-$40,000, maybe 50,000 even on the remodel, and we're probably not going to need that. Look how nice and clean this property is, right? We've got the potential to find a deal, and we used AI to analyze that deal in seconds, all right? So that's the power of the tool there. In the funding space, there's AIs out there who can determine where the best pockets of lenders are. You can use the data that's out there to pitch those deals or create presentations for the lender. One of the big things when you're working with private money lenders is they need to see the merits of the deal before they're going to invest in it. You could spend hours putting together a pitch deck, they call it, to locate, the basis of the deal, get all the property information together on it, and then ship that pitch deck out. Or you can literally use Canva so that it has an AI built in right now, okay, and put in the property details, give it some very basics on that, and in a matter of minutes, you could have a presentation allowing you to present your deal to potential investors, and we're talking inside of a few minutes, you could generate a presentation that could put together a pitch deck. Here's your pitch deck. Basically, you can see the template that it starts with here, right? And then you put in the property information, and it uses an AI to put together an entire project. Here's the quick action AI button down here, and get used to seeing that logo, because I think you're going to see it a lot in years to come, where the AI can take over and provide you a pitch deck to get your property pitched to a lender. So in the funding space, real estate investment AI is already a big thing for us. And you guys didn't really get to see that. Let me show you the pitch deck again here. I realized I didn't share my screen, but here we are in Canva, where you can see a pitch deck. You can add AI technology to that pitch deck. They call it Magic, right? And it will start working on, give me a pitch deck that can pitch this property. You can give it the property data, right? And then it'll put together a presentation in a matter of minutes that you can hand to your private investors and get funding for the deal. We are using this right now to get private lending very easy and more efficient, combined with the deal check application that I use. It makes it very easy for us to raise the capital for our clients' deals. So another service that we manage on your behalf is the ability to locate the capital that you need to do a deal. You need to bring a down payment. You got to have some liquidity in the deal. Generally, 15% of the deal is the requirement. That works out to be about $50,000 in liquidity you need to bring to the deal. But after we present the deal to our lenders, it becomes very easy for us to locate the funding that we need for the deal. The next round is fix, the fixing stage. How can AI help us to fix properties? Well, quite simply, the technology is getting so good that we can now plug in the parameters of the property, and it can spit out construction material and labor estimates just by the parameters of the property at this point. The AI has come miles ahead on the construction space, making putting together the bid and estimate much easier. Now, obviously, you need human beings to actually go out and do the construction work, but that's even changed. Like, how far are we from robots who can paint houses, right? The future of what real estate and AI is going to work together is limitless, guys. We are just simply getting out in front of it now and trying to put together the pieces that work together. And then finally, in the flip stage, selling the property for a profit requires putting on the market, right? But in addition to putting on the market, you now have to market the home for sale. Simply listing it, forgetting it is not working in this market. We are using AI technology to generate videos for our property that we can post out to different parts of Facebook, get more buyers for the property, locate the buyer without paying a real estate agent, which is allowing us to make more profit per deal. And finally, just be getting information content out there is changing via the AI. Check this out.
Hunters, Corum, well, kind of, I'm typing this message into my avatar to show you how powerful the AI technology already is. This took me a few minutes to create. Can you imagine how this technology is going to change real estate and our lives?
Guys, I produced that video a few minutes before I went live today. I typed it in. That's the Donnie AI. They basically took a recording of my image, and kudos to Nick Walker at Gold Pig Films who's doing this. Reach out to him if you want to get your own digital Donnie, digital AI, but you can actually put together an AI and then type in what you want it to say and produce content based on that. Now, the fear on that is the deep fake stuff, right? Obviously, there are millions of hours of videos of President Trump out there, right? You can take that content, and you've already seen it where people are creating memes, they're fake, they're creating stuff, and they can also make him say things now, right? And it's super easy technology to use, not inexpensive, but it's super cost effective compared to having to get in front of a camera, editing a video, having to get the right lighting and camera system. Today, I can literally type in what I want Donnie AI to say, and it can spit that out, okay? That changes marketing for clients, it changes marketing for capital to lenders, it changes every aspect of the business, and it can be fully automated. The world of AI is definitely going to impact future of real estate, how it is done and how it can be profitable. And you got to find yourself in a spot. Either get out in front of this and learn like I did, go take a course on using this technology like I did, or you can get the Foreclosure Profit System, get my entire team of people who are working with me to make AI work for us right now and utilize that, do deals consistently. The tech is there. It's a little clunky yet. There's still some bumps in its use for sure, but it's getting increasingly better as the years go by. And I got to tell you, if you're not in any business, if you're not utilizing AI in the next couple of years, you're not going to be in business for very much longer. That's the reality of where we are today. Okay? So keep that in mind, because in real estate technology, the key is that it's been working the same way for 100 years, right? Buy the property, fix the property, sell the property. Flipping properties is not novel. It's not new. People have been doing it for years, but the technology in which it's done is advancing rapidly. So smart investors are either learning that technology on their own, investing in that technology in their business, or they are buying systems that already have that technology fully intact. Obviously, with the Foreclosure Profit System, my vote is that you jump on board with the system, learn more about how it can help. We can use AI technology to invest in real estate actively. And instead of you figuring all the pieces out, my system finds, figures, funds, fixes and flips deals for you while you keep the back end profit. We target an average profit of $25,000 or more per deal. We got a great interview coming up, client who just made 65 grand on one deal. Needless to say, they are super ecstatic about the system and how it's going to change their lives and their families' lives for generations to come. But that's our show for today, man. We had a little fun with AI. We talked about how the technology can help you to find, figure, fund, fix, and flip a deal. And listen, if you're looking to come on board, you're just not sure about it, I get it. The market's got a lot of volatility right now. We don't take that lightly. We are going to be able to navigate these choppy waters because my team has over 100 years of combined experience in the real estate investment space. And when you combine all that experience, what you have is a system that can help you to find deals and be profitable doing deals from your couch, because we handle all the heavy lifting on your behalf. Don't miss this opportunity. Reach out to me, send a message in my DMs, call me, shoot me a text, whatever. You know how to get hold of me. If you want to do a deal, I'd love to work with you to do so. Or just head out to foreclosureprofitsystem.com, go through the survey process and schedule an appointment there. I'd love to chat with you about how to get started in real estate investing. With that, this is Donnie Corum, your foreclosure deals coach. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Foreclosure Deals Coach podcast. And just remember, don't buy a house, buy a deal.